And I'm sure you know by now we're talking about Unicoin, the cryptocurrency for the future. Joining me via Zoom is Chris Carter. Chris Carter is a Hall of Famer for the NFL. So we'll talk about his career and his connection to the Unicoin family. And also Mika Don is an entertainer, consultant, lawyer, and author. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning.
Well, thanks for having us.
How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I am greater than Accra.
Okay.
Let's talk about Unicoin. Unicoin is supposed to be the cryptocurrency for the future. What is it about for the ordinary Ghanaian and for those watching us across Africa? How would you describe Unicoin to them? Mika, you can take that.
Sure. So, Unicoin is a cryptocurrency that hasn't officially launched on exchanges yet. It's in pre-IPO phase, but essentially is a cryptocurrency that's asset backed. It will be backed by particular companies, emerging growth companies that will be evaluated by a board. And so, one of the big issues that people have with cryptocurrency is that it's not backed by anything. There are no assets behind it, and they're kind of floating assets. So it creates a lot of volatility. But with Unicoin, it's actually going to be backed by assets. And so when I first heard about it, I was actually in a conference in Dubai, wealth management conference that Chris Carter was actually one of the hosts of. And I heard a presentation on it from Rosie Rios, who was the former secretary of the United States. And I said, wait, hold on. Former treasurer, excuse me. I said, wait, if she's talking about this is something I need to pay attention to. So as I started to do more research, I started to really understand the team that was behind it, the concepts, the idea that it will pay dividends, and the idea that, they want everyone to be able to have access to it eventually. So something to me that just caught my eye immediately.
You are originally Nigerian, but of course, born, bred, and raised and battered in the United States. You have a musical career as well, connects well to the West African country. What would you say this should mean to Africans, particularly starting from Ghana and Nigeria?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've come to love about crypto, the industry, just as a general kind of from a macro level, is that it quote unquote democratizes wealth. It gives people the access to wealth and new emerging investments that typically the average everyday person wouldn't have access to. So for me, that was always been compelling, and more particularly to your question, in West Africa and in Africa as a whole, now you have people who have access to things that we wouldn't typically have access to, because you could literally get online and invest, and you don't have to invest. You don't have to be an accredited investor to invest. You can actually invest small amounts if necessary. So the idea that we can get in on some of these things and get in on them early is just much different than things that we've had access to before in the past. So that's also been very important to me as I become kind of part of this Unicoin team.
Chris Carter, you are a Hall of Famer. Your career, your thoughts about American football in Africa is imprinted in our memories here. Congratulations to you. But tell me, what's your connection with this whole Unicorn Hunters initiative?
Well, I think a number of things. First of all, thanks for having me. What a great pleasure to be able to talk to my people all the way on the other side of the world this morning. But I think that it's unique. I think also, Mecca being part of our organization and pointing these things out to us, potentially what could happen. He was far more savvy on the cryptocurrency than anyone that we have in the organization. So he helped lead us. We had made the connection with them. And then we started seeing how they were very, very different, how they were structured. And then ultimately saying, okay, wow, I like what they're doing. I like the structure. I like the ownership. I like the people involved. I also get more involved and take a board seat. So not only am I on the show as far as judging these companies and trying to get these cutting edge companies, typically their net worth between 5 and 50 million, that we're investing in, that is going to create this portfolio that makes Unicoin so much different than anyone else by having that solid base. But it's the guidance of my team, really pointing me in direction, saying this is cutting edge. this is going to be exciting. Then we explored the opportunity, came up with a partnership with Unicoin, and that's where we currently sit as a board member and also one of the judges on the show.
You have a huge following, and you're also a businessman and an entrepreneur. How would this impact businesses, small and major, across the world, particularly for an African businessman?
Well, we're always looking for opportunities in emerging markets and also looking to be able to help out Black and brown men and women. When we sit in these meetings, typically we're one of 1, 2, or 3 different minority individuals in the room. And typically we want to give access, grant access to young entrepreneurs, to give them a feeling of how these deals are cut and give them an opportunity to participate. So anything that we're involved in, just like Unicoin, we're looking for to get Black and brown men and women who don't get these opportunities to be in these rooms, an opportunity so that they can create wealth for them and their family.
Mika, stepping for me now, how do we get on to this big platform to also benefit from the cryptocurrency of the future?
Sure. Well, Unicoin right now is they have an offering on their website. It's unicoin.com, unicoin.com. Actually, I believe on your guys' website, on TV3's website,
3news.com, yeah.
Yeah, 3news.com. There are banners there too where you can click. They have actually some free Unicoin offerings as well, no strings attached, for your viewers as well. So definitely check that out. And then also check out the show, unicornhunters.com, and I believe also playing on TV3 as well. And it's a great to understand kind of the concept behind the crypto. Again, to me, this isn't just about crypto. It's also about the concept, the growth, the companies, the access to wealth, kind of the people who are involved internationally, international audience, the ability for each individual to invest in these companies individually, not just in the crypto. That can also happen on unicornhunters.com. So it's a lot of different ways to get involved and to, at the very least, just watch and see. So I think it's been a great situation that they've built and great platforms that they've built as well.
Chris, I saw you nodding in agreement. Do you have something to add?
Well, typically, I mean, Mecca's taught us so much as far as these emerging markets, cryptocurrency. But if you look at what's happened in the last 3 months in cryptocurrency, the ones that survive, they're going to be the behemoths. They're going to be the giants as we go forward. So a lot like when the internet started and you got that buzzing sound, beep, you've got mail. That's the way cryptocurrency has gone through a flushing out of the who's who. And it's going to be exciting in 2023 when you see the companies that are standing and the way our company is made up, the diversity to it, and the way we're developing a fund of all these companies so that you actually have something concrete, bricks and mortar, that people are betting on compared to a picture of a monkey or something like that we've seen be very, very popular the last several years.
Do I need to have money to be part of this initiative?
Yeah, so right now they're in pre-IPO phase, and so there are a couple of different ways to get Unicoin. So as far as the official launch on exchanges and what people are used to, that's going to happen in the first quarter of 2023.
Okay.
So right now they're in a pre-IPO phase where you can go on the site and, I think they have a minimum amount, I believe, of $1,000 if you want to invest at a certain amount. If you're unable to do that, it's okay. There's still opportunities to get free Unicoins, like I said, again, with no strings attached. Until 2023, when this actually launches on the exchanges. And when it launches on the exchanges, then it'll be available for everyone. No minimums, same type of thing as every other major cryptocurrency that's out there. So that's kind of the strategy and what they are in the development process as well.
I see that, around the African continent, people have asked multiple questions about the credibility of cryptocurrencies. Have you got that feedback? And so how do you reassure people that this is genuine, this is good, and put your money where your mouth is?
I think a lot of times in life, you bet on people. And when you look at the structure, who owns the company, the people involved, Mecca mentioned Rosie Rios. I mean, she's probably got her name on more money than anyone else. So her conversation and her being a part of what we were doing, that really piqued our interest. And then diversification. You know, how are these things going to sustain the economy going through ups and downs? And you have to be diverse, and you have to be able to pick good companies. So we're on the ground level as far as picking the companies going to be involved in this fund that we have. So that gives us a great deal more confidence in being involved with Unicoin than normally than what you would see.
What kind of reach do you want to have?
International reach is the goal. I think, you know, and that's already happened. I think particularly, again, not international reach just for the sake of saying international reach, but ultimately because, you know, when you look at the structure of the company and the goals of the company, we want everybody to be involved from every standpoint, from the companies that are featured on the show. We want African companies to be featured on the show as well. We want companies from all over the world. We want investors from all over the world. There are investors from all over the world. I believe 50 over 50 to 75 countries have people have invested from those countries already. So it's truly international because again, not just because of the coin, but because of also the show, what the show is trying to do, and also trying to show the world something different. And that's the thing that really has caught my attention, and trying to do something. So again, and I want to piggyback really quickly on Chris's answer to your last question,
right,
about the credibility. You know, that is a big issue, and people are nervous about crypto, particularly, you know, in the recent months when things crashed. And if you got in late, then you might have felt the pain. And that's why, for me, I'm also very skeptical generally. But for me, this is just different because of, like Chris said, the people who are behind it, the concepts behind it, the fact that they want it to be asset backed, and it will be asset backed, just makes it's a different proposition than a lot of other cryptos. And so for me, I think it's, like Chris said, it's worth something to diversify in, and you know, obviously see where it goes.
We'll play the song Berlin with my Unicoin very shortly, but I've been dazzled with the brilliance with which you put together the production of what shows on TV3, Saturdays, 5:30 p.m. I mean, the set is top-notch quality. It must have cost you an arm and a leg, correct?
Well, you can see the money. It's definitely a group that collectively, it's about quality, not only from the human capital standpoint, but how we're going to go about doing things. The studio, you are right. You've been in a good studio and bad studios. Yes, that is CBS's studio in Los Angeles. They film all kind of shows out of there. Steve Harvey, Family Feud, and a number of other big time shows are in that same studio. So yes, they are not sparing any expense, but very seldom. And one of the reasons why Mecca and I are excited about this, but very seldom are we able to be on the ground floor and then something so cutting edge. So as minorities, not only being on the board, not only being involved as far as how it's produced, the music and the content, but we're a part of it. And we do believe when we do launch that it will be valued at beyond the dollar. So when you look on the website now, what the offerings are at 10 cents, and 2023, the first quarter, at being over $1, we're trying to make this information readily available so as many people as possible so that they can take advantage of the crypto world in a positive way.
Chris, you are a Hall of Famer. What do your followers feel about it? I'm sure you've had a few engagements on your social media handles and people who meet you in town and talk to you. What do they feel about this?
Well, it's something very, very different than the other things I've done as an entrepreneur. You know, we've been in, brick and mortar businesses, security, facility management type businesses. So people like to see that you're diversifying. And because, I've been in the media and in sports and in the limelight for a long time, you do have a voice, but you have to be able to take advantage and be able to captivate people's ear with that voice and be able to say something different. And typically, my career and my personal life, I've tried to be about something different. And I think my team and I as we move forward. We like the way we're situated from a business standpoint, and to be able to add crypto to our portfolio is one of those things that we feel we're very, very excited moving forward.
Mecca, tell me how your followers as well, those who love your music and listen to it and download and stream it, tell me how they are plugging into this as well.
You know, interestingly, people are so curious because one of the things about Unicoin that that stood out immediately is just the name Unicoin, and then even the branding, marketing behind it it's really powerful. And in my industry, you know, branding, marketing, those are the things that really catch people's attention. So people are very, very curious. I get direct messages a lot asking, "Hey, what's this Unicoin thing? Or what's your involvement with unicorn hunters?" And you know, I get those type of questions a lot. So people are very, very intrigued. And, you know, I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything. I just, like, as Chris said, I just want to give people the information and make sure that they have the information early, and then they can make their decisions. But people are really enthusiastic about it. So it's been cool.
Let's take a listen, or maybe watch Pretty Side Sweet Sounds of Ballin' with My Unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the info. They say there's a new crypto. I said, tell me what I'm in for. I mean, they gave a whole list, bro. Only coins like you, asset back. Back to dawn, heard about it, and I had to rap. It's paying dividends, that's a fact. If it's not Unicoin, you can have it back. Man, I'm ballin' with my Unicoin. Man, I'm ballin' with my Unicoin.
Come on. That's a nice jam, Mecca. How long did it take you to put it together?
It's smooth, not that long, you know.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them. Right. That's the secret sauce right there.
Yeah.
I see.
But you know, as an artist, when I'm inspired by something, it just comes out, man. You know, that's the same way that this thing kind of happened. Nobody asked me to do it. I was just kind of just sitting there thinking about it. I was like, man, I need to make something that's real dope. And I got a beat from one of my producers, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. It kind of has that worldly vibe, has a nice bounce to it.
Yeah. It's a sweet jam, man. Sweet jam. So, closing thoughts from you. Mika, I'll start with you first, and then I'll go to Chris Carter for your closing thoughts. What do you say to the people watching you around the world now via the power of television on TV3? What do you say?
First of all, I say I love you, and I want to make sure that we say that. You know, I think sometimes we don't say that enough to each other. It's very important to know that, you know, we're all connected, and we need to make sure that we continue to engage each other. And that's why I respect you guys so much for having us on this show. And, you know, this isn't just about Unicoin or unicorn hunters. To me, this is about connectivity. It's about connecting our people. It's about engaging with each other, sharing information. Those are the things that matter to me. So yeah, definitely, you know, check it out. But ultimately, let's make sure that we stay engaged with each other and continue to understand our connectivity and spread positivity around the world.
Chris, Global Ambassador, what are your closing thoughts to all of the world listening to you and watching you now?
Well, first of all, thanks to our friends at New Day for having us and inviting us to be able to share the message. But we live in a global community. People talk about being global, but do they actually create businesses that are global and they have a global look? Everything that we do inside our organization, CB Tech, my brother Jeff, Mecca, is we're trying to be inclusive. We're trying to include the rest of the world. And it becomes very, very important. I can't say this enough. After what we've been throughout the world the last 3 to 4 years, I want more Black and brown people, men and women, to have access to the treasures in life. And Mecca and I do believe that we're on to something. And it's been a constant message no matter where we are. If that's in sports, if that's in business, if that's in music. You know, we want to be diversified, but we want it to be diverse. And we want people to be exposed, and we want to be able to share our access that God has granted us to other people that look and sound and have the same storyline that we do.
Chris, thank you very much. That's Chris Carter. He is a Hall of Famer for the NFL. He's also an entrepreneur and businessman and the global icon for Unicoin. Joining him on Twitter and Zoom was Mecca Don. He's an entertainer, consultant, lawyer, and author, and our African brothers, Black and Brown. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And we hope the Guardian public could connect with you. So go on to 3news.com and you get some free coins there, or go on to Unicoin, unicoin.com, and you tell me the good news later. You thank me later. Don't wait till 2023 before you get there. But Mika, I'm getting a lot of messages here this morning asking me for a freestyle from you. Are you game?
Oh, wow. Okay.
At 5:33 Eastern Standard Time in the United States, let's see what we can pop out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Let go.
Stop tripping. You're not in it. You're not hitting. You're not ghetto. You're not hood. We're not with it. The delegation says you ain't black enough. You ain't pay your dues, homie. You ain't rap enough. You ain't bust your guns. You ain't clap enough. You ain't a dope boy. You ain't trap enough. Yeah, homeboy, you better back it up. So I studied the game. I started stacking up. It's in my heart. I get it. See, there's a code, and the only way to go was to learn what you don't know. And the only way to go was to learn what you don't know. Learn the business side of things. When they spray me, I will grow, blossom, but never had a six, just a gray box Camry from 1986. Awesome. See me on the sticks. Madden, a young dude. I always had it. Still dope.
Hey! Thank you, yeah, man. See you on the bright side of life.
Check us out on Twitter too. I'm at Mecadon Music. Chris Carter is at Chris Carter 80. We're also on Instagram, Mecadon Music and Chris Carter 1965. Check us out. Make sure you guys stay in contact with us too, please. Thank you.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
We'll see you after the break. There's more here on New Day.